You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 92 of Frontline Fatalities Season 2, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? We are back once again. Resurgence of Vico casts, and we are back here once again on Longra. I gotta just apologize. There have been so many longer games, nothing we can really do about it, unfortunately. There just aren't that many replays out there. And those that are just all seem to be on longer right now, so it is going to be another longer game, but we are mixing it up in other ways because this game is actually going to see a couple of different factions from what we usually see. What are we going to be viewing today, Fatal?
Yeah, a little bit of a treat today, actually. You will be following the PE player, and he will be taking on the American player on Longres, once again on Longre. At least you got to say Longer is producing good games, so obviously it's a good map, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
there's got to be something to it, right?
If there was ever evidence that Longra produces good games, it's the fact that we have casted nothing but Longra for about the last 6 of them. So
we also had quite a few commenters and stuff, like, oh, Longer again, and more Vico cast, and it was like, sure, we'll do more Vico. We love Vico, but the problem is there's just not that many replays to cast because there's just not that many games played. So. Yeah, you'll have to stick with Longer for a while, I guess, until some other games on other maps gets posted. We pick up those replays and we'll start casting some other maps as well. So it's just a bit of a waiting game right now. Also, a bit of a waiting game is when this gets released, not the weekend after this cast, but the weekend after that, 1st and 2nd of February, is it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Our Elite Mod tourney. And we'll also have extended that because first, we thought of just casting, maybe one semis and the finals, but we ended up getting quite a lot of signups, didn't we?
We
did. Interesting signups.
We got some very interesting signups. I mean, originally it was going to be a 64-player tournament. I've now decided it's going to scale that back to a 32-player tournament. Not due to a lack of interest, but just due to the fact that our signups are fewer in number than what we usually get. We have I think we have exactly 32 signups as of the time of making this cast. And signups actually closed today. They will close today on Friday. But we have had some very interesting names pop up. We've got all of the sort of the big pros and the big tournament winners. So we've got DevM, Symbiosis, and Aimstrong. Those big 3 guys. The only one missing out of there for our more astute viewers will of course be Alyaj, but he's away. He's AWOL.
Yeah.
But we've got those big 3, but then we've also got a whole host of other really strong contenders. We've got players like Sandland, like Korean Army, like Guderian, loads of cool players out there. Lots of big streamers as well. We got Pepsi, we got Lucky Strike, so it's going to be really cool. Hopefully going to be putting out some really great games. And we just thought, with this kind of caliber of players, it would really not be doing it good enough justice to just shoutcast the semis and finals, because I think we're going to be getting some really cracking games on the first day as well. So tune in both the 1st and 2nd of February on the TFN Twitch channel, 7 p.m. GMT. We're going to be having our shoutcast then, and there will be a news post up on kotu.org with all of the information there as well.
Yeah, so it's twitch.tv/Def Frontline Network, all in one word. So go ahead and follow that channel already, and you get a notification on your email when we go live on Saturday, which will be, the extended live cast will now also be played on both Saturday and Sunday, because we want to catch a few of those quarter-final games that will happen the last round on the Saturday, right? I think it was. Yeah, and we'll have the semis and the finals on the Sundays played, so that the players are well rested and they can give their all in the semis and the finals. But also, obviously, since there's so many big boys out to play for this tournament, the Elite Mod tournament, we want to catch the quarters too, because in the quarters all of these big guys that have qualified all the way up to the quarters are going to clash there too. So we want to catch the best of those games as well. But we got a game on hand today between MartinBand will be playing the Americans versus who on the PE side?
He's going to be playing KOT from the RUKA clan, former or current game replays expert, but former expert, former tournament winner. He is going to be taking on the PE, and I think without much further ado, we should jump right into this game, Fatal, from the 5-second mark. Let's be unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, and from the replay title on this game also, when he posted it on Game Replays, I think we'll be seeing some older PE builds.
I think you're right. I think
so
we're going to be seeing some retro stuff.
Yeah, so no, straight to AC builds here, hopefully at least. I'm not exactly sure.
7 PGs, 5 ACs. Get enough AC so you can kill an M8. God, it's silly.
Yeah, it's a bit silly. So nothing super special for the US player, apart from the fact that he's starting off with a Jeep. I think we've discussed this very, very vaguely in our previous PE cast, which has been, far between. But, we've discussed this Jeep opening against the Kettons and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
What do you think when you play as US? You just do aim strong, bulletproof,
I just do, like 3 engineers, 4 rifles, just cap, harass, get your 3 flamers, make a disgusting blob, and then just charge. Find where the PE blob is, charge them down, you'll win 99.9% of the time, and then you've won the game. And that's
why is that you win against the Pigrans, especially with all of these flamers?
That is the impact of flamers against soldier armor, against which is what the P grants have, because regular grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers from the Wehrmacht, they have infantry armor, which is the same as what riflemen have, and they have a debuff against flamers. They don't take so much damage from flamers, but soldier armor does not receive those debuffs, and it takes the full 100% full whack from flamers, which is pretty painful, especially when you got a lot of them.
It seriously just murders soldier armor. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah. I mean, soldier armor is great against small arms, but not so hard against pretty much everything else.
Yeah, that's why you generally don't want to go for bars as the Americans against the PE, because that small arms fire, so the upgrade isn't really fully utilized due to your opponent having soldier armor on all these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So a bit of battling. The Jeep was going after the Ketton, was chasing it a little bit. It went past the 2 P-Grand squads here on the far right-hand side of the map. Very aggressive for KOT. He's just planting himself in the buildings outside of enemy's base instantly. I guess he can do that quite freely with, he saw the Jeep opening, so he knew that, there's going to be 1 rifle against my 2 P-Grands.
Yeah, and P-Grands, they do love buildings. They're probably the most effective units in buildings, really, because there is very few buildings where you won't have at least 3 windows to shoot out of.
Yeah, that's just the very, very small ones. Maybe there's not enough windows, but on Longress, there's plenty of big buildings here.
Yeah, absolutely, especially this big central building. It's very important to control this no matter what side you're playing, no matter what factions you're playing. If you control this middle building, you've generally got the initiative.
It's very, very tough. Stone building takes a whole while to actually take down if you use AT guns on it or tanks or whatever.
Oh, you very rarely see this building go down.
Yeah, very rarely.
The wooden shack does go down occasionally, but...
Yeah, wooden buildings, pretty fragile.
Yeah, not so hard.
Quite quickly. But stone buildings and things like the church on Semwa, for example, takes a whole load of punishment before anything gets destroyed there. So I think he's actually focused firing down the Jeep now. He doesn't want to get pushed around with his P-Grand, so he's going to actually try and get that out of the way. Gets a nice damage engine critical with his G43s and unupgraded P-Grands. And yeah, I'm not sure this fight here. Two rifles against 3 P-Grands right now. It's a bit close, but with the Jeep unable to push, etc., I think he's most likely going to win this.
And
oh, here comes the first track.
Yep, is now on the field and
he's going to go for pushing himself. That's pretty funny.
That Jeep, it's got its engine back. You wouldn't know it from the way that the way that front flap is flipping all over the place, but it's going to get chased down a little bit, but probably going to make it back safely to the base. But this infantry half track, this could be a problem. I mean, look how close KOT is to actually the US cutoff here.
Yeah. One thing going for the American player right now is this lone engineer squad on the left-hand side just capping away. He grabbed the 60 munitions outside of the German base, so he's gonna have the resources, even if he loses this cutoff now, which KUT is moving for one of the P-Grand squads. He doesn't really have that many territories on the right-hand side anyways. He's got the 10 fuel, which was being decapped, but KUT stopped capping it, trying to fight these rifles as effectively as possible. And he's also getting flushed away from the cutoff now anyway, so... Yeah, you know, resource-wise, the American player is doing fine. And he just made... Did he make a nuke? Did he just top off the Jeep? Or is that a new Jeep? No, no.
No, that's just topped off Jeep. And whoa, here we go. Stickies are in. Stickies are in. But he doesn't get a crit. That's really unfortunate. Second infantry half-track now has come to join the fray. This first infantry half-track, though, gets a damaged engine, getting pretty low on health now. This Jeep is pretty healthy. It could probably chase it down and kill it. Here we go. It's going to go down here. But what's going to get the killing blow? It's going to be a rifle. Not a
rifle somewhere. Yeah.
He's actually going to be glad of that, because as much fun as vet Jeeps are, they're not very useful.
They have a limited lifespan, you could say.
Yeah, a limited lifespan in the same way that a fruit fly has a pretty limited lifespan.
Pretty much.
They
are up in the American base as well.
Although it's not so bad actually against PE. They do maintain some usefulness against PE. Not so bad as it is against VER, where a pack is just gonna one-hit kill it.
I guess it's until the AT half-track comes out, and then you're just gonna lose it anyway.
Well, the thing is, a Jeep can take, like, it can absorb a good, like, 3-4 hits from an AT half-track. That's the crazy thing.
At least. Yeah.
But here we go now. KUT is sitting on the US cutoff here. He's decapped it. Flamer was forced away, but he's got some very low health P-Grants here, and I think this rifle push could see these P-Grants forced away.
Just gets the sticky off as well. KUT tried to reverse his half-track.
Look at those P-Grants. So low health, but he does just about manage to get away. It's probably the soldier armor helping him out there.
He comes critical once again from the sticky.
Yeah, he's getting really lucky or unlucky, depending on whose perspective you're looking at it from. But here we go now. There's a lot of force coming out of the US base. Oh, and this other infantry half-track now getting a damaged engine. KUT not doing a brilliant job of keeping his half-tracks alive.
I don't think he's played a whole lot in the past few years even, so you know, obviously people are gonna be rusty.
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm wondering to see for the elite mod tourney. You know, will the players be de-rusted, or will it just be some, you know, weird things going on with everybody being so rusty, building the wrong stuff and just not retreating on time,
well,
or the big boys just gonna roll everything?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know, because a lot of these big guys, like Armstrong, hasn't really played since. Well, he hasn't played any Company of Heroes really since he won our TFM World Championship, and that was Company of Heroes 2. And he hasn't really played much Co-1 since the tournament where he and I faced off in the finals back in January of last year. You know, a full 12 months ago. So, unless he gets in some serious practice in the next couple of weeks, he's gonna be pretty rusty, I think. You know, of course, rust only goes so far when you're dealing with players of such a high caliber. You know, even the most rusty Armstrong or Dev M will still be pretty frightening, and I'm sure able to take down, you know, the vast majority of players. But we do have some players who are, you know, more sort of like level, you know, like high level 16s, level 17s, 18s. Players like Macaroni and Guderian and stuff like that. Guderian, obviously, he's won tournaments in the past as well, but not particularly recently. And I think these players could surprise us because they've been putting in the practice.
Yeah, I see them pop on my Steam friends list now and then playing Company of Heroes. So yeah, they're getting some practice in, and obviously that helps your reactions. You know, even if you're playing different kinds of team games or whatever, it helps getting the practice in.
Yeah, and obviously it's a mod, so I mean, it's essentially VCO upgraded, but there are some changes, and those who are most used to those changes will be the ones who are most able to exploit them.
Well, I think KUT is tired of his pushing Jeep now.
Yeah,
he put all his forces to focus fire, even the infantry half-track, to focus fire and get rid of that Jeep once and for all. But at the same time, territory-wise now, obviously, the American player has broken out of his base, got his cutoff back, he's grabbing territories on the right-hand side. Obviously, that means that he's not fighting with these flamers right now on the right-hand side. He's capping the fuel back into his possession, so he's going to be outgunned in the center here, especially with those infantry half-tracks just reinforcing the P-Grants in the field.
KOT needs to be getting a little bit concerned, I think, at this point. He's... Oh, no, sorry, he does have tier 4 up.
Yeah, it's building something.
Yeah, no, he's got tier 4 up. I thought he hadn't gotten any tier 4 because I saw this fresh infantry half track and I thought, God, KOT, what are you doing? You're not built any AT. We're 10 minutes into the game.
Well, he's had the fuel on the right-hand side locked down, basically. It hasn't been harassed. It's been KOT harassing Martin Band instead of the other way around. So obviously that Jeep opening, you know, it was very good for harassment, pushed P-Grants around, made him win a few of the engagements, especially around the American cutoff. At the same time, he did lose that little bit of extra capping power you get with the bulletproof strat, the 3 engineers, and the rifles just out directly.
Yeah, exactly. So this M8 is now out, but so is the light ATR track. Light ATR track just exiting the tier 4, so they are equally matched. And you know, conventional wisdom in recent years has actually been to not go for the M8 against the PE. You do see more and more people are just going for Aimstrong's sort of rifleman blob strategy as a counter to PE. Getting the M8, you really don't see it too often because I think people got tired of getting tread broken and then mortared to death.
Which is probably going to happen here. No, it's actually not seeing it in the fog of war, I believe. M8's going to roll up on it. Very risky, but he does have engineers.
Dangerous.
Yeah. He's got engineers around, though.
Yeah, and he's got rifles who can sticky it, but even so, he's got to be careful. That light ATR track has got quite a range on it.
It does very good damage against light vehicles as well.
And we have a med station up now as well.
Med station, interesting. Well, he's only got the three rifles as he built a Jeep from his tier 1 as well. His 4th unit was being a Jeep, so I guess he could do with getting 1 more rifle from that medic station, I guess. But we did have one of the P-Grand squads for KOT going down there on retreat, so he's down 1 P-Grand squad. I guess he's got these 3 which are all fighting in the field now, and that's basically it. And a mortar half track out now as well.
Yeah, mortar classic companion to the light ATR track, which now gets immobilized from a single sticky. I guess that makes up for all those dodgy stickies on the light infantry half tracks. But this M8 now, as I said, it's probably going to get mortared to death here. 2 more stickies. Wow, that's slightly overkill.
Overkill much?
He really wanted to kill it, but I don't think he's going to save it
though.
Yeah, he's got 2 Vetu rifles now, but there we go. M8 goes down, so that's 100 munitions plus all those stickies that you threw in, all gone now. So that's a lot of munitions to go down. I guess he's building another M8, I suppose.
Yeah, it's gonna be an AT gun instead now. I guess he's tired of all these half tracks.
I don't know, because he's
with
just
a mortar
killed.
half track on the field.
Yeah, he's just killed the light AT half track. This would be the perfect time to get an M8. But
he's got the fuel required and everything. He could easily build it. Problem being munitions, as he spent a lot of it on throwing stickies, so he couldn't really afford upgrading the M8. He could barely even afford getting skirts for it at 50 munitions. So, you know, when in doubt, I guess get some form of AT that's not stickies. That's going to cost you all of your munitions. But yeah, I think, especially after seeing that mortar half track, it's going to be hard keeping that thing alive. AT gun crew is just going to get bombarded constantly.
Yeah, it's going to get mauled. But I guess we'll have to see what he does. If he pairs it up with an M8, then, you know, then he's got a good sort of combo. But
I guess he could wait another minute for another 20 munitions. He'll have 50 in the bank, and he'll probably have the manpower required, easily have the manpower required by then as well. You could get an M8 and, you know, just pair that up with an AT gun as support. Just get rid of a, you know, potential new AT half track going out from KOT. So could be a good combination. We'll see what he ends up doing. He's gonna actually spend his manpower first on a triage.
This medic station is getting brutalized at close range. I don't think he's actually going to get a free squad out of there.
It's pretty close.
He is close, but he's still 2 more. That's 2 more casualties.
I don't know where the medics went. I guess
they
died.
They got shot down. Yeah. G43's been short walking them because actually, if you look, I mean, not only are the riflemen stacking up on Veteran C, but so are the P-Grens as well. And unlike the US Fair matchup, where, you know, US Veteran C is generally better than Fair Veteran C on infantry, with PE, not so much. You know, you get triple offensive vet anything in the PE arsenal, and it's gonna fuck you up. So
one of the medics respawned, is picking up dead bodies. KOT is trying to kill him, he's down to 50% health. He's just gonna carry that body back to the medic station. There's your free rifle squad for Martin-Band. And, you know, that medic station paid for itself. 1 squad, that's enough.
slows one squad, and that forces a retreat from both the Flamer and the Rifleman.
Even that small Flamer burst actually killed a Pigron.
Gotta love that soldier
Just
armor.
one guy, but you know, the crit was instant, and the guy just went up in flames and died instantly. So we got bars ticking now. Actually, it's not going to be an M8 out for the American player. He's just going to get bars. I'm not so sure about that.
That's a big mistake, I think, because now all COT has to do now is, yeah, I mean, he can carry on getting G43s, and that's actually what he's going to do. I don't know. I'm no PE player certainly, but I know from having played PE quite a lot that at this point in the game, what I would really hate to see would be some MP44s on the field. You know, MP44s rush in, within 2 seconds you've cleared an AT gun. Not so great against vet rifles, you know, you're going to give a lot of vet away, but for clearing AT guns, nothing better in this game. Nothing better than an MP44.
Yeah, the damage output is very, very high.
Oh, and look at this. Look at this. We got a field headquarters up. A
nice
healing field headquarters. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you only saw in COH.
Look at that. Another Flamer burst. One Pigron down. Just one guy, not a whole squad, but still. It's instant against its soldier armor.
Here we go. Whoa, that
Nice.
infantry half track took a lot of fire.
Just needs a
Sticky
little
going
bit.
in.
Oh, it's gonna be a sticky on a mortar half track. He barely got it off before being slowed.
Oh, he gets immobilized.
But it's all the way back in the base due to the road bonus. That infantry half track though, it's at the brink of death and it goes down.
Looks like this field headquarters is not going to save COT from taking a big beating on some of his squads there. Looks like he's going to send one of his Vet 2 squads to go and polish off that mortar half track while his others deal with this forward headquarters. But you know what? There's 3 G43 squads here, one of them with double offensive vet, and it's getting healed at the same time. He's going to need a bigger boat.
Gonna need himself a bigger blob than that, and COT is in firm control of the map as well. He's got most of the resources right now, and his income it's gotta be pretty decent right now.
Oh, he nearly lost a squad though. He's got to be careful. But yeah, look at these 2 offensive vet 2 squads, and they will definitely outshoot these vet 2 bars at this kind of range. At long range, G43s really do excel.
Rifles have the superior cover, however, so he is stalling quite a lot. He got the cut off.
Yeah, but I'd rather have healing than cover.
Yeah, that's true.
Healing and reinforcement trumps cover.
means less manpower damage. You lose less guys, and the other guy's just gonna lose guys slower. But he's eventually gonna lose guys anyway.
So now we have a tier 1 being put up. The logistic company has just been built by COT, and he is using them to get himself increased squad sizes.
His mortar half track lived. I thought the one
Wow.
rifle.
I thought he sent the rifle squad down to go and kill it. I guess
not. I guess he changed his mind when he saw all the Pigron squads coming out of the forward HQ, and thought he needed them there to fight them off again.
You might regret that move. The mortar hard track, you know, the longer it stays on the field, the more it makes you twitch with anger. Oh, we got a slowed squad over here. G43 is firing off at an insane rate.
That always happens when you have flamers against PE with G43s. The first thing that gets gets slowed in your blob is your flamer. It just hits the deck.
You know what? That's why it's actually so beneficial to blob against PE, because it's really hard to pick out the flamer when they're in a blob.
Those 3 guys that you really want to target, it's just impossible to target.
Yeah, it's always really hard, and you always end up targeting like the vanilla rifle next to it, and then you're like, ah, shit. Because now you're in a horrible situation. You can either cancel the ability and lose your munitions and accomplish nothing, or you can carry on doing the ability and get flamed to death.
Get torched in the face.
Yeah, so, you know, it's you know, you like, pick your poison.
So another big fight escalating here around this forward HQ. He recruited his AT gun that was decrewed previously, and he's now picking away at everything on the field.
Triple offensive vet G43s. Ooh. I'm sure we've mentioned this in the past before, but I'm going to say it again just because it's a cool fact. That triple offensive vet G43s will penetrate reliably an M8.
It will reliably, almost at least, even kill M8s.
Yeah, no,
it just
definitely.
won't do a little bit of damage. It does quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So AT gun was decrewed. It's not fun versus PE. I just can't win against them. Well, I don't know.
You got to use the right strategies.
Bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yep.
any or just don't bother with the M8. Just I mean, because the strategy itself, it's not particularly glamorous. It's no Volt Sniper MG. You couldn't write a whole essay about the meticulous strategy of it. It's literally make a blob, have flamers, run the PE off the map. That's what it boils down to, and then get tank depot. That's what sort of sets it apart, because tank depot is actually very, very good. There was a patch where everyone went M8 against PE for a while, and it sort of set a bit of a precedent, because now everyone assumes you have to go M8 against PE, but really, there isn't a whole lot of logical reasons why you should, because you're just going to end up getting tread broken, as we saw here, and then getting mortared to death again, as we saw here. And look at that, happen. Had that AT gun stolen.
Yeah, we've seen
AT guns are great against Panthers, but you can penetrate everything in the PE arsenal up to Panthers with a Ranger squad. So
yeah, we've seen it happen with, especially the AT half-track and mortar half-track combination. I remember one game. Was that a bit free?
Vets, yes, goes down.
I think he has another one, though. Pretty sure I saw another one somewhere. Maybe I didn't.
Yep.
No, there's one.
Yep, in the middle. Oh, wow.
4 men now.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Goodbye.
Oh, slowed on retreat. That rifle squad got a nice kill, but he's most likely gonna be cut down on retreat here by these vet 3 guys. Another rifle bites the dust.
Nuts.
So the 3 remaining rifles are reinforced and healed up at the triage in the American base.
You know what he needed a lot earlier? Some grenades. Some grenades would have been great.
You got bars and stickies instead.
Yeah, bars and stickies. I mean, yeah, the stickies work well, and the bars, I don't know, they worked okay, I guess. It's always hard to measure bars because they don't explode in colourful numbers. But yeah, just bars in general aren't all that great against PE. It's usually my last upgrade that I get if I'm fighting against PE. Like if the game is still going on, it's still like for some reason I've messed up or whatever, I maybe lost a squad early on, and the game is still going on by the time that I've got my tank depot out and I've got a couple of M10s or a Sherman, then I will get bars.
Yeah.
You're
already done, basically.
When it has no consequence on my fuel or manpower income, I will get bars.
But it's basically the same thinking about same benefit of getting grenades as getting flamers against soldier armor.
Oh yeah, no, correct. Grenades are great against soldier armor. Yeah, because that's the thing about PE. Their armor makes them strong, but their health makes them weak. They have low health. It's sort of the 2 words that sum up the whole PE faction: glass cannon. That's what PE is all about. It's all glass cannons, ACs and P-Grens and all their half-tracks. They all have really high damage output, especially once you put a bit of vet on them. But they go down really fast to certain weapons. So, they're really good at taking on small arms fire, but you chuck some heavy-duty weaponry at them, and they don't really stand up too well. That's why Rangers are so great against PE.
Oh yeah. It's basically the same thing, obviously with grenades, same thing with tank shells, splash damage in general, just very, very potent.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at this.
Pershing.
There's a surprise.
I saw him
shooting
armor. Oh, that was a nice hit. Fine, guys.
That was beautiful.
Bye-bye, P-Blob.
Oh wow. He deserved that for having 3 squads literally dry humping each other. He deserved to lose 5 guys at once.
Luckily for him, he stole the AT gun. So he's got something, because apart from that, he's got Bobkus.
Actually, he hasn't quite got nothing, because you want to know what doctrine he went for?
Is he gonna call him Jag? Oh, I love this piece. Love this piece. Well, Pershing, consider yourself countered, and this game is lost.
Yeah,
What's he gonna do now? You can chuck an infinite amount of stickies against that Jag Panther. He's just gonna laugh the majority of the time.
It's not gonna do shit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Yagd, I do love it. We don't see it often enough, mainly because we don't cast any PE games, and when we do, nobody gets it. But yeah, look at this. This is like bringing the Rock to the scissors. There is no other way this can go down except without the Pershing dead horribly.
How much for that Pershing? He's already almost dead, basically. What the hell just happened to that guy? He's just a rifle guy, just instantly died.
Imagine what it'd be like to hit with a Yag.
I don't know. Apparently I just
an
saw
88mm shell, that's a...
The guy just shot straight up into the air for no apparent reason. The crater that the shell left was like super tiny, but the guy was like 10 feet up in the air.
I know, it's great, the splash damage. It's like somehow the 88mm shells on the Tiger, the KT, and the Yag, despite being the same caliber, all do drastically different things.
Yeah. Pershing gets a nice penetrating hit, and the Yag Panther laughs and kills it in one blow. That's pretty much what just happened.
Amazing, managed to penetrate, to be honest. Yag is strongest armor in the game. I think it's stronger than the KT. It's stronger than the KT against certain things, I think. I think it's weaker against AT guns, better against tanks, if I remember correctly. I think KT is the ultimate AT gun killer. But
it's just the glorious thing about VCO with target tables and stuff.
Well, yeah,
you know, wildly different, everything.
Yeah, target tables are beautiful. They make everything, you know, have a niche. Everything is different. And there we go. It looks like
I think the US player had enough.
it in. Yeah, well, to be honest, I don't blame
Honestly,
him.
I'm not surprised.
He was check and mate counted there, I think. I mean,
some nice veterancy for the rifles, killing all these half tracks and obviously killing P-grants that dish out quite a bit of XP.
He's actually got a Vet 3 squad there.
Yeah, Vet 3 squad in the base.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
But
and this is all without supply yard upgrades.
Yeah, only the supply yard, no upgrades.
I think he sort of, I don't know. I think getting that AT gun, you know, it did nothing. It really did nothing. It didn't. I think it got like one connecting shot off. I think that was about it. I think an M8 at that point would have done him a lot better, because then that would have forced him at least to back off a little bit and get himself a light AT off track, which gives him a bit of time to cap, and you know. So I think that was a bit of a misstep. But of course, kids, if you want to win against PE, do aim strong strategy. There's plenty of replays out there
all the way.
showing how to do it. So yeah, we won't go over it again. But yeah, get a big blob. Rifles, flamers, bush.
Push, push, push. Game over.
Yeah.
And then just to put a bit of salt in the wound, you just get strafe and kill him when he's retreated all his guys back in
and
his
then
base.
just strafe the base. Yeah. That is actually one thing that I've changed in Elite Mod. I decided that strafing the base and getting that retarded HQ buff from strafe was just a little bit too gimmicky for my liking. So you can no longer strafe HQ sectors in Elite Mod.
I think it's a good change. I think it's very gimmicky. Obviously, it is.
It is gimmicky. I didn't like nerfing airborne because airborne doesn't really get used enough as it is, and you know, strafing the base is like the main reason why people use it. But it just felt like it leaves a bad taste. It really
did
does.
other stuff to the airborne doctrine now.
Did other stuff to the
bombing
airborne,
run, airborne reinforce, AT gun, airborne reinforce, and stuff like that. So you know.
Yeah, so their non-gimmicky stuff has been buffed, and their gimmicky stuff has been just toned down a little bit. So hopefully it gets used a little bit. I'm really excited to see what people do in Elite Mod, because this is going to be the real test. This is when people are going to be forced to play it for once. So this is when we'll find out. Well, thank you folks for watching. It was just a short and sweet game today, but hope you got something out of it. It was a little bit different with PE. Sorry it was longer again. Trust us, we wouldn't pick longer if it wasn't the only option, but that's how it is at the moment.
It'd be nice to have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully, just after the Elite Mod tournament, because we'll be live casting the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the finals. But that still leaves round 1 and round 2 games, of which there will be several to choose from. Plenty of games to cast there.
See a few games in there too. Who knows?
Yeah, there could well be. I mean, you know, the whole list really is looking very promising. Like all of the top like 20 seeds are all level 16 plus. So. Yeah, there's some good quality in there. So do check us out. February 1st, February 2nd, there's going to be a news post going out on KOTU.org today, of which there will hopefully be a link in the description. If not, put a comment and we'll stick it in.
Remind us.
Yeah, remind us. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.